Hi, and welcome to another one. In this video, I'm going to be talking about a situation with a paramedic who allegedly gave his or some woman an abortion drug to terminate the pregnancy. Now, I think this is important to touch on because a lot of women out there are confusing love for lust and wanting to just have sex, and definitely needs to be talked about. Okay, on this platform we talk about we have tough talks, difficult conversations on topics that people aren't really talking about, or things not being said about certain topics from a truth biblical perspective. If this sounds like something that you're interested in, I'm about to play the video and we're gonna get into the situation.
Best you can.
But I feel like my body is shaking
You will.
inside, like
The good news is that you're a good colour, okay, and there's no obvious marks
I
here.
know, like last time I was in hospital, it was all red.
Alexandra has reported that she had a previous reaction to a sting, which left her hospitalised. The danger is this could be a repeat of that incident.
We'll do a few baseline checks to find out what our observations are. We'll have a wee look in our airway with our wee pen torch to see if there's any swelling there.
You researched and planned what you did to your victim using resources available to you in your role as a paramedic before manipulating your victim and executing that plan under the guise of consensual sexual activity, abusing the position of trust you were in with her. You intended to cause harm to your victim and did so. Once your actions had been uncovered, you persuaded your victim to lie to medical staff and left her in what could only have been considerable pain and indescribable anguish over the prospect of losing her child before she did, in fact, do so. An offence will generally be regarded as more serious the greater the amount of harm caused. You've pled guilty to causing your victim to abort. In doing so, you put her through considerable pain over a number of days and have left her facing a lifetime of pain and loss. The effects of what you did to her are eloquently set out in the victim's statement provided to the court. Anyone reading that statement would be moved by its terms and by the raw pain that radiates from it. In addition to the physical pain you caused,
he said, I take 10 over 18 any day. Well done, sir. Wow. Yeah, this world star hip hop, so I'm not really expecting too much from the comment section there. But that's crazy. I'm gonna look up on another platform. Okay, I saw on World Star Hip Hop, but we gonna hop over here. Yeah, great. It says a paramedic who secretly gave a pregnant woman an abortion drug, killing their unborn child, has been jailed for 10 years and 6 months. Stefan Duhan, who was a clinical team leader with the Scottish Ambulance Service, administered the drug after he found out the woman was pregnant with his baby. The woman, who did not know Duhan was married when they were in a relationship, suffered a miscarriage after the 33-year-old crushed pills into a syringe and injected her as she lay in bed at his Edinburgh home in 2023. Duhan pleaded guilty to sexual assault, and causing the woman to have an abortion at the High Court in Glasgow in May. I wonder what that charge was for. Did he forcibly sleep with her? Judge Lord Colbeck, what? That's what they be calling it, the people over there. What? They really be thinking they gods. Said Duhan had put his victim, who has not been named, through considerable pain over a number of days and left her facing a lifetime of pain and loss. He added, that's what we saw before. Colbeck also imposed a non-harassment order for an intermediate period of time on the 33-year-old. Duhan previously featured on BBC documentary series Paramedics on the Scene. Oh, it was like a reality show that he was on. He was suspended by the ambulance service after it learned that what he had done, and he no longer is employed with them. That's crazy, but I feel like it's definitely a major sign for a lot of women out there. Like, you gotta this is my advice over years. I'm 31, and one of the things I've learned about life that God has showed me is the easiest way to tell if a man is for you is by keeping your legs closed. Okay, keep your legs closed. Close your legs, open up that Bible. Okay, King James Version is the one that I recommend, because most men are not like a lot. Like, men are like, we all, are weak to our flesh and stuff like that. But when it comes to that, okay, when it comes to sex and when it comes to that type of situation, like, I feel like women could get away with not having it. Not saying that there aren't guys out there that go long extended periods without intimacy, not saying that, but most men, like a lot of men, okay, and they say out of 1,000 men, you'll find one good man. That's in God's word, and out of 1,000 women, you find none. Like, we are in a spiritual battle right now, and the last thing you want to do is open yourself up to a situation. I had a situation. I don't really like to talk about my own stuff, but I realized I'm going to have to, just because this is the testimony that I have lived through. But I was in a situation where I was dating somebody, and I'm not going to say I made the choice. I made the choice, but I definitely felt like the pressure of, dag, like, like, if I don't do this thing, he, like, what are we? And he actually said, like, what are we doing? Like, making it seem like, intimacy is just something that is not a part of it. When I brought it up to him later, he tried to make it seem like I'm trying to accuse him of something. Well, no, I'm not. I'm really not. It's just I'm expressing how I felt in that moment and why I did that thing. Because I really, it was strange. Like, I really didn't want to do it at that exact moment because of the setting, because of multiple reasons.
And this was before my walk with God, where I understood that it was better to be married. So, yeah.
That's the pressure that some women, I'm sure, if you want to talk about it, have when it comes to, dating using this new age type of approach, which is complete trash garbage. Like, it's nothing, it's not.
And essentially, with a lot of women nowadays, that you could feel pressure to have intimacy with a man because you're afraid that he won't date you or go out with you. That man's not worth it. That man's not worth it. He's not a man that's for you. Not saying that he's like this bad person. He doesn't understand the wisdom of God. So, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just a terrible way to date. People are dating without purpose. People are just using people as stepping stones. And at the end of the day, you're going to get what you put out in life. And it ends up turning back around to you and super biting you in the butt crazier than you can even imagine. Not to say that, because I've experienced consequences from my choices and my actions. And I'm not saying that like I wish anything on. No, that's not what I'm saying.
If you enjoy content like this and you're being edified, you might want to consider checking out my book.
Melanated and expecting, essentially going over the things over the past decades which I knew before becoming a mother, red flags and signs that God tried to show me, with consequences that I'm still dealing with today, but he definitely blessed me. Could have been worse, and things that they don't allow you to talk about on the internet. If you want to have a conversation and show your support, you could definitely check out the link in the description.
Back to the video.
Like, I wish anything on anybody. No, that's not what I'm saying. God says forgive those so that he could forgive you. I've done dirt. I'm not saying that whatever the case is, but the fact that this is something that, women do, like, you gotta, like, the person that you with, the way you are assured that they're for you is cut off the thing that's supposed to be really a reward for loyalty, for being together, a reward of and a result of true love. And then when I say things like that, people will be like, oh, the fantasy and blah blah blah. Like, I mean, God, like, if you have a relationship with the Most High, like, and you felt love, why wouldn't you want to have love for the other person that you are with? Like, of course, there's no God and there's no love in comparison to the Most High's love to you. That is true. That is true love, is the only thing that can actually fulfill you. There's a lot of people out here looking for other people that aren't going to fulfill you. You're not going to be happy because of somebody else. We need to stop seeking validation from each other and realize that the real validation we should be looking for is that found through Christ. So that being said, that's why I like it. Another reason, you know, guys put it on me with this book, Value Your Virtue. I kind of want to do like a chicken noodle soup type of thing. So if you are watching this and you have any experiences like that, or, you know, I didn't really go too much in detail, but because, you know, maybe like another video, but I'm really thinking like, you know, who really cares? Like, whatever, just maybe if, you know, people can learn from it, or, you know, if you're a woman and you went through some experiences or something that you could teach other women instead of women hating on each other and stuff like that. Like, girl, please, like, we come together and step forward and teach our daughters to go the right way, okay, to have a happier life and avoid the mistakes that we made, and the pride and the ego, let that all fade away, let that go behind you, so that you could look forward to something bright. Like, if you have a story, if you want to anonymously, you know, email me. My business email is going to be down there if you want to be added to the book, your story and your ways, especially, you know, if you're melanated, even if you're not. But the reason why I say that is because and I'm gonna say it, we as Black women, we go through a lot of adversity. I mean, look at just like the Black men that end up going into these sports arenas, they're being told by their coaches to make sure that they marry white women and stuff like that. Like, we go through a lot. Or if you want to hop on the camera, I'm all for sharing your story. If you want to just hop on the phone, whatever. But with all that being said, importantly, seek the Most High, create that relationship with Christ. We have this amazing opportunity, this grace period to talk to the King. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, pray to him. He is listening. Like, that is an amazing honor. Okay, and peel open the pages of your Bible. King James Version is the one that I recommend. Yeah. So be sober minded on these spiritual streets. Peace.